Maya sat on her bed, the crisp official acceptance letter clutched tightly in her hand. It was real. After all the hard work, the late nights fueled by lukewarm coffee, and the portfolio reviews that made her stomach churn, she had finally done it. But instead of the explosion of joy she'd always imagined, a cold knot of dread began to tighten in her stomach. A wave of unease washed over her, stealing the excitement she should have been feeling. The letter felt heavy, almost like a burden. The insidious voice in her head, the one she thought she'd silenced, whispered its familiar, unwelcome doubts. "You're not good enough," it hissed. "This is a mistake. They'll realize it soon enough." The words echoed in her mind, each syllable a tiny hammer blow to her confidence. It reminded her of every perceived flaw, every imperfection she obsessed over in the mirror. The voice magnified them, turning minor details into glaring inadequacies. Every awkward moment, every stumble, every critique she'd ever received replayed in her mind like a broken record. Each memory fueled the growing sense of inadequacy, convincing her she didn't belong, that she was an imposter about to be exposed. The fear of not fitting in, of being an outsider, gnawed at her. The art program felt like a beautiful, ornate door, promising a world of creativity and passion. But the voice insisted real artists, the truly talented ones, were already on the other side, effortlessly creating masterpieces, and she'd be exposed as a fraud, a pretender who didn't deserve to be there. The thought of failing, of not measuring up, was paralyzing, trapped between the perceived safety of staying where she was and the terrifying risk of failure, of putting herself out there. Maya hesitated, the weight of the decision pressing down on her. This is the battleground of self-doubt, the arena where our fears and insecurities clash with our dreams and aspirations. The space between who we are right now, with all our perceived flaws, and who we desperately want to be, the idealized version of ourselves we strive for. Maya's story, this internal struggle, is our story. It's a universal human experience, the fight against the voice that tells us we're not enough. Self-doubt isn't a monster under the bed, it's a shadow that questions our worth and abilities. For young adults, it grows in the uncertainty of new experiences and constant comparison. Social media shows only the highlights, making us feel alone in our struggles. Past failures and negative comments become proof for our inner critic. But self-doubt is a feeling, not a fact, a story, not the truth. The first step is recognizing it for what it is. The goal isn't to be fearless, but to be courageous even when you feel fear. Self-doubt can feel like a relentless storm, clouding your judgment and hindering your progress. It whispers insidious thoughts, undermining your confidence and making you question your abilities. But you don't have to be at its mercy. To tame self-doubt, you need to become aware of its presence and learn to manage it effectively. The first step is to catch it in the act. Recognize when those negative thoughts start creeping in. Pay attention to the situations and triggers that tend to spark self-doubt. Is it before a big presentation? After receiving feedback? Identifying these patterns is crucial. Once you've identified the self-doubt, don't ignore it, write it down. This simple act can be incredibly powerful. Putting your thoughts on paper helps you externalize them, creating a distance between you and your inner critic. It allows you to examine your doubts more objectively. Imagine this. When Leo's mind spirals after a job interview, replaying every perceived mistake and imagining the worst-case scenario, he grabs his journal and writes, "My doubt says I failed because I stumbled on one question. It tells me I'm not good enough and I'll never get a job." Seeing the thought on paper makes it less powerful. It transforms from an overwhelming feeling into something tangible and manageable. It's just a sentence, not a verdict. It's a fleeting thought, not a permanent truth. This separates you from your doubt. It allows you to see it for what it is, a collection of thoughts and feelings, not a reflection of your worth. You are the observer, not the thought. You have the power to choose how you respond to these doubts. Writing it down lets you question its truth. Is it really true that you failed because of one stumble? And see the exaggerations. Are you really never going to get a job? Is that a realistic assessment? Over time, you'll spot these patterns faster. You'll recognize the familiar narratives of self-doubt that play on repeat in your mind and weaken their grip. Each time you challenge these thoughts, you diminish their power over you. Naming your fear is the first act of courage. It's about acknowledging the presence of fear without letting it dictate your actions. You get to write the next sentence of your story, You get to choose how you respond to your doubts and fears. You have the power to create a narrative of resilience, growth, and self-compassion. Self-doubt thrives in silence, but speaking it aloud to someone you trust robs it of power. Chloe, struggling in chemistry, finally confides in her roommate, only to discover she's not alone. Sharing your doubts invites empathy, perspective, and support. Your tribe, friends, family, mentors can remind you of your strengths and show you a truer reflection. Choose people who listen without judgment. Vulnerability builds connection and weakens shame. Let someone else's light shine into your darkness. Self-doubt remembers every mistake but forgets your successes. Fight back by keeping a win file, a log of every achievement, big or small. Sam, a musician with stage fright, reads his victory log before performing. Played a song for my family, got a compliment, finished a new song. These reminders don't erase fear, but they give you evidence of your resilience. Over time, you train your brain to notice your strengths. When doubt returns, you have proof that you are capable. Don't let your wins be erased. Self-doubt makes goals feel impossible, but the antidote is one tiny step. Overwhelmed by the art program, Maya's first step is simply opening her laptop. Each small action, searching the program, viewing student art, builds momentum and confidence. This works for any goal. Put your sneakers by the door, send one email, write one sentence. Micro-progress bypasses fear and builds self-trust. Confidence is built through action, not waiting for it to appear. Each tiny step is a victory. One day you'll look back and see how far you've come. Breaking free from self-doubt. It's a universal struggle, a battle fought within the confines of our own minds. But it's a battle worth fighting because on the other side lies the freedom to be truly yourself. It requires courage, persistence, and a deep belief in your own worth. It's a lifelong practice, not a one-time event. It's about building habits, creating routines, and consistently challenging those negative thoughts that hold you back. It's about showing up for yourself, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. This consistent effort is what cultivates true self-assurance. The steps, the small, incremental actions, catching the whisper, that inner voice that guides you, talking to your tribe, finding those who support and uplift you, remembering your wins no matter how small, taking tiny steps, each one a victory, are tools for building resilience. They equip you to face challenges and bounce back from setbacks. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, you build it by showing up even when it's hard. It grows stronger with every challenge you overcome. The world needs your real, imperfect, courageous self. It needs your unique perspective, your talents, and your voice. Self-doubt wants you to play small, to hide your light, but your courage says, I matter, even with my flaws. It reminds you that your imperfections are what make you unique and valuable. Be the author of your own story. Don't let fear or doubt dictate your path. Take one small, brave step today towards your dreams. Text a friend, reach out for support, write down a win, celebrate your progress. Acknowledge your doubt, recognize it, but don't let it control you. You are ready. You have everything you need within you. The journey starts now. Embrace the unknown, trust yourself, and step into your power.